My name's Steve Peters, and I'm an experience designer, and I'm the founder and CCO of No Mimes Media in Los Angeles, California. So we'll look at things and just make sure that things get optimized, whether it's from a UX standpoint, a user interface standpoint, so that things are clear. But at the end of the day, I'm the one that advocates for the user to make sure that what they're doing is fun and makes sense and isn't confusing and doesn't feel like they're being led down a path that serves somebody else. I try and make sure that the design of things serve the audience primarily. I don't always succeed with that, but that's my goal. I think one of the benefits of Pokémon Go is that it has exposed this geolocation gaming and AR technology in a way that's going to inspire other game makers to follow suit. So I'm really excited to see what the future holds as far as the adoption of this type of technology, even though the technology is not new, and even though it's not like proprietary necessarily, these tools are out there for anybody to make a geolocation type game and an augmented reality type game. So I think now that Pokemon Go has opened the doors, I think we'll start to see a lot more of this sort of thing. While augmented reality is really exciting from a technological standpoint, I think there are some challenges that we're facing as far as the current technology kind of being a bottleneck for delivering the content in a great way. I think the other challenge that isn't quite as obvious is kind of that balance between technology and societal norms. In that, do we want to wear things on our face? Is that acceptable? Do we want to hold up our devices? Do we want to, wear a full headset around our heads? It used to be that people holding their phones up was kind of rude or something like that. But now, we have selfie sticks. People are holding their phones up. That's a lot more acceptable. So it's this constant balance between technology move forward, society decides what's acceptable and what's not, and then maybe it moves forward a little bit more. And so you can't just say, here's this cool technology, let's all adopt it, because there have been instances where that hasn't worked out so well. I think there are instances where the technology really does offer opportunities to change the game. When it comes to augmented reality, which I'm a little bit more excited about than virtual reality, because I think it solves a lot more problems for us. There are more applications that really kind of help our lives and enrich us as people, where we can use the technology to kind of help us in our daily lives. And I think that's important, and I think people need more of that. And the augmented reality that we're seeing now is just kind of the tip of the iceberg. And I think the future is very exciting as we begin to kind of poke at it and poke at the envelope and see what works and what doesn't, and as the audience or the public decides what they need and what they want and what they love. And so it's going to be a really interesting next few years as these different platforms and this different hardware and the different software and everything comes together in these areas as far as looking at things around us and changing our environment around us in positive ways that enrich our lives. I think that's the key, as the technology blends in the background, and as the technology gets more subtle and unobtrusive, I think that's where it becomes more powerful in our lives, because we're then accessing it when we need to, and it's done in a subtle way that's not distracting us or the people around us. It kind of almost becomes a sixth sense, and our bodies adapt. So that's where I see the real possibility when it comes to something like augmented reality, because you're literally you're augmenting reality. You are taking the things that it's like you're adding a sixth sense, where you can sense things and find information about things and get the information you need quickly and easily and securely and unobtrusively. And I think that's a good thing for everybody.